I didn't want to stop drinking because I didn't want to miss out on the fun. I didn't want to lose my social life. I didn't know how to interact in the world without it socially. I've spent over 20 years as a podiatrist, and one of the biggest lessons it has taught me is nothing to do with feet. It taught me that every choice has a consequence, and consequences compound over time. Hi, I'm Maggie. Welcome to the Inspire in 5 podcast, where I attempt to inspire you in 5 minutes or less. So for over 20 years, I treated the consequences of people's choices. Not because someone made a terrible decision yesterday, but because they made hundreds and thousands of small decisions over many years. Nobody wakes up with deformed toes from wearing high heels once. Nobody wakes up needing a foot amputation because of one Nutella donut. The cost of not looking after your health isn't immediate. Sometimes it's diabetes or chronic pain. Sometimes it is foot amputations. Sometimes it's losing your independence. Sometimes it's dragging around an oxygen tank. And it got me thinking, this isn't just true of our health. It's true for our whole life, because every choice we're making is creating a future. Everything you do today will cost you something, whether or not it is the Nutella donut, or sleeping in, or not having the difficult conversation, or not setting a boundary, or falling into people-pleasing patterns because it's too difficult to have the courage to stand up and speak your truth. Scrolling for another hour or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Putting off the thing that you know you need to do. It costs you. Not because life is unfair, but because every choice has a consequence. We don't lose relationships because of one argument. We lose relationships because of resentment built over time, where people haven't communicated, haven't listened, felt neglected, felt unseen, felt ignored. We don't lose our confidence overnight. We lose it when we don't keep promises to ourselves. We don't wake up at 50 or 60 wondering what the hell happened because of one decision. We arrived there through thousands and thousands and thousands of small decisions over time. One of the biggest decisions I ever made that had a positive impact on my life was to stop drinking. I stopped drinking 17 years ago, and I do talk about this a bit, and I have done a whole video on it, which I'll link in the description. But I bring this up because I'm not sure of another decision that I've made that's had more of an impact on my life. I didn't want to stop drinking because I didn't want to miss out on the fun. I didn't want to lose my social life. I didn't know how to interact in the world without it socially. But eventually, when life was not working out for me, I had to ask myself, what is drinking costing me? And what it was costing me was relationships, friendships, money, self-respect, self-esteem, my energy, my life force, my potential, my peace, and love. It was costing me love, and I wanted love, real connection. And the thing is, quitting drinking wasn't free. That cost me as well. It cost me comfort. It cost me familiarity, some friendships, learning to sit with really, really uncomfortable emotions. And I had to build a new life. But of course, the consequences to that choice and to the cost was I have such a better life. I have meaningful relationships. I have love. I have peace. I have stability. I have so many things. The consequences of that choice I made to stop drinking are absolutely immeasurable. I could not measure them if I tried. And I know people who haven't been able to stop taking substances, whatever that may be, and it's cost them their lives. And I don't mean death, but I mean getting to old age and not having the relationships that they would have liked to have had, not knowing that they can really trust themselves, feeling a victim or a slave to that substance their entire lives. They'll never know the person that they could have become. And that is heartbreaking. And on another note, entrepreneurs or anyone building their own business, they'll tell you that it costs them a lot of time, a lot of sleep, a lot of energy, a lot of stress, and a lot of uncertainty. But they keep going because the cost of not trying the thing and not knowing if they could have done it was too great for them to bear. You don't want to get to the end of your life and think, what if I had have done that? What if I had have given that a go? So we all know that we need to do hard things, but I think sometimes we forget why. And it's not because suffering is good. Suffering is optional. And it's not because we need to be in discomfort. That's not the goal. But through challenge, through discomfort, through hardship, our character is forged. One of my spiritual teachers often says, There's no right or wrong. There's just choices and consequences. And I love that because it removes the shame and the guilt. You make a choice and there's a consequence. You always try to reach for the higher and better and more loving choice. And then there's a consequence. And also, no choice is still a choice. The choice of inaction has a cost. It has a consequence. So everything costs something. But the question is, what are you paying with? Are you paying with your health? Are you paying with your time? Are you paying with your peace? So I ask you, what choice are you making today? Or what choice are you not making today? And are you willing to live with the consequences? And if these conversations interest you, you may enjoy our Aligned Success Lab 4-week group coaching program, which I co-facilitate with my sister Cathy. I'll put a link in the description if you'd like to find out more. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share, and leave a comment. I love reading your comments. See you in the next episode.